Hello girls.
He lives in a place down by the sea. That cookie little rock's got the time for me. He's living his life in a cosmic scene in a funky little shack down by the sea.
Oh, that'll be one dead bird.
Ain't got no time for a promo ride. Got the party thing going right through the night. I gotta lie down, get up and fight. Just taking his spread for the cosmic flight.
Getting positively busy around here now. Right, so I just turned off the Napier Taihape Road on that intersection there, and if I had gone left it would head south to Taihape, but I've turned right, changed the battery in the camera, heading up this road here to Waiouru. It's 22 kilometres away.
Check his wares, he's gonna really win if you can't be sure. Take it.
Old man grunt.
Shack with it, he's gonna greet you there with a cheesy grin.
So we're pretty much up onto the central North Island volcanic plateau now. I love the way the countryside changes dramatically wherever you go in this country. You can be crossing a flat plain and into some hills and native bush and all that sort of thing, and then mountain. You get down the South Island, man, that's like another country altogether. They got the real mountains down there, huge mothers. Now this intersection here brings us onto State Highway 1, the main road that runs the length of the country. Starts way up at Cape Reinga, the very tip of the North Island, finishes at the bottom of the South Island. Of course there's a gap in the middle of Cook Strait. You have to catch a ferry across there. So this, folks, is about as good as our roads get. This is our main highway, State Highway 1. The only time you come across motorways in the bigger cities, Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch's got a little bit, Dunedin's got a little bit, and through the Waikato is what they call the Waikato Expressway, which is being built progressively. But generally speaking, this is the best you get in New Zealand. But of course the road we just came off, you can't beat that one. Well, you can, but you know what I mean. Right, next stop will be Waiouru. Might stop there and stretch your legs, have a look around. Must be a policeman. Oh, here we go. We've got a van up here. It's probably a speed camera. Yep, sure enough. Well, there's our first view of Mount Ruapehu. I hope that's coming up on the camera. No snow on her at the moment. A few patches right up the very top there, probably left over from last winter. Ruapehu is a he. Some of the mountains are she's. It's all according to Maori folklore or legend or whatever. Ruapehu is a he. The biggest of the North Island mountains. And perhaps a bit of a bully by all accounts too. That's another story. He's got a problem.
Living it up in a place.
Certainly is a good day riding up past the mountains.
Acting like a mother with a monster child. Kick off your biscuit on the floor. Got to move to the groove on the funky shack floor.
There we go, Ruapehu. Apparently back in the day, thousands of years ago, it was a cone that went straight up, and during one of its big eruptions just blew the top off. So that's why you got that jagged top there. But she's a active volcano. She's still bubbling away. They've got to keep an eye on her. In the crater itself is a lake. Keeps rising and falling, depending on the activity going on below. And every now and then it breaches the sides and cascades water and mud and crap down the side of the mountain, forming a laha. That's what caused the Tangawai disaster many years ago and took out a railway bridge, and overnight express train got got bowled, many lives lost, etc. The Waiouru is a training facility for the army here. It's also a major army museum there. Might gas up and then go and take a look. So I have to go to the Z station. Oh, 187. Yeah, sting you while you can, you buggers. So we're at the Waiouru Army Museum, the National Army Museum, and it's coming up this weekend on April the 25th. It's Anzac Day, where the fallen and the service people are remembered and honoured. So I think it's a good chance to come in and have a look at the museum, but it doesn't open for another half an hour, so we might go and see if we can find a coffee somewhere and then come back. That'll be a plan. So I've been sitting here having a coffee, waiting for the Army Museum to open up, admiring my motorcycle, and g'day mate. And I thought to myself, what the fuck's that? And that is battery that 22 kilometres ago I took out of the camera and put just there while I put the new one in. And somehow or other it stayed there until we got here and then fell off. So I'll be buggered. How's that for a fluke? The gods are smiling today. Go away, bee. Go and make some honey somewhere else. Alright, it's close to time. The museum should be open shortly. We'll go and have a look. Oh, fuck, what have I done with the key? Old man syndrome. Forget everything. Grunt and groan. Swear and moan. Won't argue with him.
He lives in a place down by the sea. That funky little brook's got a time for me. He's living his life in a cosmic scene, in a funky little shack down by the sea. Ain't got no time for wrong or right. Got a party thing going right through.
One of the things with this old girl is that to leave her on a side stand and switch her off because of the nature of the BC. Horizontal 4-cylinder combustion at this end, leaning like that. Oil tends to seep into the combustion chamber, and when you start her up, she smokes like a steam train. Mind you, she's old enough to smoke. It does clear after a while, but looks a bit embarrassing, to say the least.
He's just taking his friends on a cosmic flight.